Welcome back to the channel, guys. This week we are finally going to be finishing off the Beyonders series with Beyonders Book 3, Chasing the Prophecy. If you guys have been enjoying the videos, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I drop my next video. Also, if you guys have any book reviews you want me to do in the future, just drop them down in the comments. Let's hit the intro. Just like all my book reviews, it's going to be structured as summary of the book, the cons, pros, and my final thought and ranking. After getting the prophecy, Jason, Gowran, Rachel, and the others have to split up in order to complete two tasks that need to be completed in order to defeat Moldor once and for all. Jason and his team are tasked with finding the last tome of Darian the Seer in order to retrieve a bunch of really important information. Gowran and Rachel's mission is to build an army of the rest of the free people in order to attack Moldor's fortress. So, the first pro, to me, actually, is how easily Brendan Mull is able to juggle both Rachel and Jason's plotlines. Because Rachel and Jason are largely separated for most of this book, it would have been really easy to have Brendan Mull just focus on one plotline and completely leave the other to the side, but he does easily able to balance both of them really, really well. He's actually able to keep Jason and Rachel's character development going without having to completely forget about the others. He's also able to give the secondary characters a lot of good, fun moments that I really appreciated. The second pro of the book is actually the ending of the book itself. I really do like this ending because it makes sense that Jason would stay in Lyrien and that Rachel would go back to the mortal world. What I mean by that is Rachel never really had a super deep connection to Lyrien. She's wanted to help out, but she was always more focused on getting home. Whereas with Jason, as the series progressed, his connection to Lyrien got deeper and deeper and deeper until he ends up just deciding to stay at the end of the book. The decisions they make a lot more sense when you consider their relationships with their parents. Rachel decides to go back because she has a much deeper connection to her parents because she was homeschooled by them. And Rachel is also an only child. So opposed that to Jason, who is the youngest of three, who his older brother and sister are like 10 years older, and he constantly says, "It's always weird. I never really felt part of the family." So the one real weird thing about this ending is Jason ends up deciding to write a letter to his parents saying that he decided to stay in Lyrien, and it kind of makes me laugh because you jumped into a hippo tank. What do you think they're going to think when they see that? The other thing it does is raises so many questions because A, it's coming from Rachel, who went missing around the same time Jason did. How are they going to even explain how Rachel had this letter? I know I am overthinking this a ton, but when you really think about this letter, it really starts to make things insanely complicated. Alright, sorry for that tangent, but that's just something that really I found hilarious and a little concerning. So, back on track here for the cons section of the video. The one real con I do have is I don't think Brendan Mull emphasizes Jason's sort of disconnection to the world. Jason does say that he has a very weird relationship with his parents. Like I said, he's the youngest of three and his brother and sister are like way older than him. But I think to emphasize the point, he should have been like not really a social outcast, but he doesn't fit. He doesn't feel like this is his home. That way, if Brendan Mull does emphasize what I'm talking about, it makes him going back to Lyria in the second book a bit more impact because he's finally found a place where he really does belong. And it would make his decision to stay even more impactful because he's like, the regular world doesn't hold anything for me. All my best memories and friends are in here. The one thing I would caution if Brendan Mull had done that, don't make Jason part Lyrian because that would just be a bit too cliche for me. Final thought and ranking here. I love this book. I really like this trilogy. I think it's extremely well written and anyone who wants to read it should totally read it. I'm going to be giving Chasing the Prophecy an 8 out of 10. If you guys have read this book before, don't be afraid to drop your review of the book down in the comments. Alright guys, thank you for sticking around for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell so you can get notified when I drop my next video. As always, if you guys have any book recommendations you want me to do in the future, just drop them down in the comments. So, next week we are actually going to be starting the Jason Bourne series, and this was actually by popular demand. I put a poll up on my Instagram, and everyone overwhelmingly voted for the Bourne identity. If you guys want to suggest book recommendations or take place in the next book poll I do, you can follow me on all these social media platforms.